Yo, what is up, y'all? My name is Rob Donaldson, and welcome back to another edition of Rob's Best Bets. And in this video, we are once again talking about college hoops. And I know, I said on the end of the last video that I'm not going to have a video for tonight, but I kind of lied. I mean, I was watching the USA-Canada Four Nations Face-Off hockey game, and I didn't know if I was going to have, time tonight. Obviously, I work a day job on the back end of this, and I do like to have my sleep on occasion. But hey, we have a fantastic Friday slate, which is honestly very rare for college basketball. And we're also coming off a major winning night. So really fun, really enjoyed, obviously, this Thursday slate. We went 5-2 against the spread, 5-4 overall, with Georgia Southern nearly coming up with the money line. That game went to overtime, just couldn't get it done. But I'm very excited to jump into these Friday picks. But first, we do need to take a second to shout out today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. And Underdog Fantasy is a fantastic platform if you like the daily fantasy scene, or if you like these player entries that we regularly do on my Twitter/X page at RobDFB. And if you haven't already followed me over on there, make sure you are doing so, because I post all of our slips for Underdog for you guys to follow along with. But with all that being said, y'all, I'm ready to hop into these Friday picks. All right, first up, we are heading out to the Ivy League, where we have Cornell taking on Yale. And Yale has been the best team in this conference by far, especially down the stretch. And they have done so well, in fact, that they've opened up a 3-game lead over second place in the standings. And when you're looking at this matchup here, Cornell is kind of limping into this game. But when you're looking at the Ivy League tournament and the makeup and the fact that there's only 4 teams invited, Cornell still has a spot at the table as it currently stands, and battling psychologies there of a team that wants to stay where they are and a team that can honestly afford to drop a game in terms of their conference relevance. And for that reason, I do feel like 10 points is far too high. And again, I do think Cornell is very desperate and has a chance to beat Yale in a spot that they might be sleeping in. So let's go ahead and take the 10 points for 3 units. And for an additional full unit, let's go ahead and bet the 400 plus 400 money line here as well. For pick number 2, we are staying in the Ivy League, where we have a matchup between Harvard and Princeton. And Princeton has had a significantly down year based on where their expectations were, and especially coming into conference play, it really felt like them and Yale were going to have a race to the top, but Yale has erased all those hopes and dreams for Princeton, and now it really comes down to the Ivy League tournament for them, which, honestly, I guess when you're talking about this league, that really is all that mattered, just winning the championship game and securing the auto bid. And in this game, I do think they find themselves with some pride. They're on the cut line as well. They're right in that clump right there, where if they drop some games down the stretch, they're going to be on the outside of the Ivy League tournament, as crazy as that sounds. So let's go ahead and lay the 8.5 points here with Princeton for 4 units for our second bet here on Friday. For pick number 3, we are heading out to the Big East, where we have Marquette taking on Villanova. And as the season has gone on here, Villanova has been playing a lot better basketball. And part of that obviously tethers itself to the fact that they're also getting a little bit healthier as well. But man, last time out, they went into Stores and nearly beat UConn on UConn's home floor. And that really did feel like a turning point. Even though that they lost that game, it really showed that Villanova is playing some of the best ball in this conference right now. And at home in a big-time game against Marquette, I think they get it done outright. But hey, we're getting 1.5 points. I say we take them for 3 units for our third bet here on Friday. For pick number 4, we are going back to the Ivy League, where we have a matchup between Dartmouth and Penn. And Penn has been absolutely abysmal, despite the fact that they've actually shown some flashes in the pan with all of these losses. I mean, they have looked competitive in a lot of these games in conference play, and when you're looking at this matchup in particular against Dartmouth, you have to kind of wonder what Dartmouth's psychology is coming into this game, because they were not projected to be even looking at the Ivy League tournament this season, and now they're finding themselves at number 2 in the standings. I think this is a big game, and I think the expectations are going to end up kind of eating them alive, at least in this spot here. So let's go ahead and take the 1.5 points here with Penn for 2 units for our 4th bet here on Friday. For pick number 5, we are heading out to the MAC, where we have a really fun matchup between Kent State and Miami of Ohio. And for Miami of Ohio, they have dropped their last 2 games, and both games weren't really to the cream of the crop in this conference. And I do have to start to wonder, with Travis Steele, have they peaked too early? Because they're not playing that good a ball down the stretch here as well. And kind of the vice versa opposite here with Kent State, because they are playing some really inspiring ball. They're really fun to watch and having a really good season here on the back end of it. And for that reason, I say we take the hotter team in a matchup that's a relative pick'em. So give me the 1.5 points with Kent State here for 2 units for our 5th bet here on Friday. For pick number 6, we are heading out to the game of the night between Michigan State and Michigan. A really fun rivalry game, and when you're looking at this game in particular, both teams are coming in playing some really hot basketball, but Michigan has definitely been the hottest. I mean, they just went into their rival Ohio State's building. They beat them in a very tightly contested game. They also beat Purdue the timeout prior to that, and Indiana, Oregon, at Rutgers. I mean, these are impressive wins, and Dusty May, hat tip, man, because they are having a fantastic season. Now, on the other side of this is Michigan State, and Michigan State has kind of run the ship over the past, 4 games or so in this rivalry, and this is a big game, and I think Michigan State is playing really good ball, where I know that this is going to come down to kind of the final few possessions. And when you're getting 3.5 points in that type of scenario or that type of makeup of a game, I'm all over the points. So give me the 3.5 points here for 2 units with Sparty for our final bet here on Friday. All that being said, I really want to thank you guys for checking out today's video. And if you do want to show some love, make sure you drop a like in this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you comment down below. But with all that being said, y'all, I will see you in a future video. Take it easy.